guys, so this is actually the beginning of the project. I filmed a part before this where I was holding Bryson before he was way deeper into shed. I'll pop a photo up here of what he looks like right now. He's really deep in shed, so I'm just not getting him out. But if you're curious what he looks like, he's on the screen. I at least did that. The whole edit got deleted, so I have to re-edit this, and I'm making this clip for the beginning of the video. But without further ado, hope you guys enjoy. What's up, guys? So this is actually where we're going to be going over what I want to do and costs and requirements, but that's where we'll go over all of that. Okay, so what are ball python breeders? Pretty self-explanatory. They breed ball pythons. He's actually in full shed right now. That's something you must know how to deal with also as a ball python breeder, is snakes go into shed as they get bigger, and they like to do this: hide. To be able to replace the water, check on them, make sure the humidity's right, make sure the heat's right. I actually have a little thing. Might be like, this is to check like your head, like your forehead temperature, right? This actually has a surface temp button on it, so I can just go up here. Usually I take the cage off. The name of the ball python's morph, is actually based off of what two breeds or morphs actually mated to make the other morph. I know I'm saying morph a lot, but that's what it is. So, say for example, pastel yellow belly ball python, pastel ball python plus yellow belly ball python. Lesser pied be a lesser ball python mixed with a pied ball python, and a spot nose inchy lesser ball python is spot nose plus inchy lesser. And these are actually photos of all what you would get from those. You're not always going to get the exact same thing every time. Sometimes you get a little more inchy, sometimes you get a little more pastel. We're going to start talking about the prices. $5,000 to $10,000, no problem. I'm a smooth dude. I'm kidding, I actually can't afford that. A small breeding group of about 10 to 15 ball pythons can get you to invest around $5,000 to $10,000. Now that is saying you buy all pre-made stuff like pre-made racks. I put down here so conveniently. You could cut the cost down by getting snakes from someone you may trust for a little bit cheaper and building your own rack system. I'll actually put up a photo of what a rack system looks like. So as you can see, pre-made racks can get up there a little bit. You could make this by yourself, clearly, but that is how you could cut some of the costs down. Hi.
What's up, bro?
Hey, thank you for talking with me.
Oh, no worries, dude. Sorry it took so long sometimes.
No, you're good.
What's going on, brother?
So, I'm doing a class project, and I'm interested in breeding ball pythons.
Okay. Was it high school or college?
High school.
What grade are you in?
10th, yeah.
Cool. All right.
How did you start a business based on breeding and selling snakes?
Well, it kind of started as a joke. I always kept reptiles, always had reptiles in my life. And once I bought my house and moved back to Long Island and out of New York City, I decided to buy a turtle, actually. And then I went to the store, sold on ball pythons. I had ball pythons as a kid, and it kind of just progressed from there. So it started as like a joke, me kind of breeding ball pythons, and then it just picked up steam from there. I noticed if you could do it correctly, it could be super lucrative. And once, you combine a cash money business with a hobby you love, it kind of takes off from there.
What are like some suggestions to maybe grow your company?
Well, I would say your best bet when you start breeding ball pythons, especially like the species of ball pythons, is to kind of make a plan and stick to it. What I mean is find genetics that you like and don't chase what's currently going on. Chase the future. Now, as far as marketing yourself, I think what I did is, obviously I played to the comp aspect of things.
Yeah.
But also, I prided myself and still pride myself being completely, totally transparent. People respect that. They don't want somebody who's fake. They want to know how you messed up and how you fixed it. Because you know what? Reality is they're going to do the same thing you did. So if you hide that from people, they're not going to learn. That's number one. Number two, when you do expose yourself and leave yourself vulnerable like that, it gains credibility to people and helps people like you more. And then when they like you more, listen, this is what it is, they're going to follow you more. They're going to spend more money. They're going to want to buy your animals.
But what are some everyday struggles of owning that many ball pythons?
It's time consuming. Snakes, they got to be clean. You got to get rid of the fecal matter. You got to have fresh water with no bacteria in it. Fresh water is a healthy snake. It's that simple. So just the time aspect of things, sometimes it sucks when you start having a personal life. Or for me, I did special ops with the NYPD for 10 years. So I was executing search warrants and, gun teams and gang teams. There was times I wasn't home for 3-4 days at a pop. So sometimes you get backed up, and like if I want to go out to dinner with my girlfriend or I want to go out with my buddies at the bar, I can't because I have responsibilities back at home. But that being said, the good thing about breeding ball pythons is if you're not home for 2 or 3 days, they're good to go. They're not dogs. You know what I'm saying? The daily struggle is just keeping up on things. For example, you have 10 snakes, you get behind on things, no big deal. You can bang it out in 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You get behind on 100 snakes in a little facility, you're going to screw yourself, especially when it comes to breeding. Every week you get a step back or anything like that. You could miss follicle growth with a female. You could miss that window. So it's just staying on top of things. That's the daily grind, the daily struggle.
Also, what are the cons maybe of going after this business-wise?
Well, here's the reality, bud. Let's say, for example, I purchased that stranger leopard clown male. I picked up a breeder male. He was $20,000. Okay. Now I have about 5 females that were ready for him that I wanted to breed to him. That were probably about $30,000 in total. So you talk about I had $50,000 wrapped up in just 5 snakes for one breeding project for the season. He came off food and lost about 25% body weight. So once that happened, I can't breed him anymore. It's detrimental to his health. So now I have $50,000 in snakes just sitting here waiting to breed because the one male came off of food. Had he bred this year, it's a $100,000 project. You could have all the greatest genetics in the world when it comes to bull pythons. What if they don't breed for you? What if they die? What if you have, 30 clutches in your incubator and all of a sudden the incubator goes bad? But you have fail states, you have backup incubators, stuff like that. So the biggest con, if something goes wrong, you're not making money.
It's very based off of animals can be unpredictable.
Correct, exactly.
Was there ever a time you thought maybe you couldn't do it?
No, I've always been raised, dude, where if you're going to do something, you do it. There's no half anything. If you're going to decide to be a ball python breeder, then be a ball python breeder. You know what I'm saying? Dive into it head first, research, and you keep going. People don't succeed because they get lucky. Listen, sometimes they do. Sometimes people, they hit the nail on the head the first try, good for them. People succeed because they never quit. Like, the biggest thing in life, bro, and this goes for anything, not just your project, breeding ball pythons, whatever you're going to do is tenacity. You know what tenacity means? Never stopping. Think of it like never stopping, never giving up, keep going. Never stop. Always keep going. So I've always had that mindset where when shit goes wrong or something bad happens, you know what's a learning experience. You always look at the positive.
Can you make a living off breeding and selling ball pythons?
Yes. But yeah, 100%. 100%. Here's the thing. If you go into this hobby and this industry and this business just trying to make money, you will not succeed. If you have a true love for ball pythons and reptiles, like me, I'm sitting in my reptile room right now. I love bees. This is my man cave.
Yeah.
If you have a true love for reptiles and you like doing this and you want to breed them, then yes, you can be very, very successful and make a lot of money doing this.
How expensive can this actually get?
Well, it's like anything else, man. There's new genes and new genetics that come out that just get more and more valuable. They find them in West Africa or Southern Africa. People pay a lot of money to get them imported. They prove them out, and they start slowly releasing them. Like the new zebra recessive morph. If you want a new zebra male ball python, it's going to cost you $20,000 all day. Or like the stranger gene. It's an incomplete dominant trait, but it's fairly new, and it's rare. So the demand's high. There's no ceiling to how much these things can cost. If somebody gets a new rare gene that's brand new, nobody else has it, they can charge whatever they want for it.
Is it worth the expense and struggle?
Yes. I'll tell you, dude, some of the happiest and best times of my life in the last year and a half, 2 years is cutting open eggs. Like seeing what you created.
What advice would you have for me or anyone wanting to get into breeding ball pythons?
Make a plan, stick to it, and hurt feelings. It's that simple. Listen, people are going to make fun of you. Listen, I'm a 6'1", 300-pound special operations detective in the New York City Police Department. When I started telling my buddies I was breeding ball pythons, they harassed and belittled, made fun of me. I kept doing it. They're my buddies. It's banter. But I stuck to it. I stuck to it. And now it's turning into a very lucrative business. I sold 2 snakes back in March and paid for a trip to Aruba for me and my girlfriend. Right? So they were laughing then. $4,000 off 2 snakes. Who's laughing, right?
Yeah.
So make a plan. I hate to say this because it's high school. Ignore the bullshit. Ignore the naysayers. And you keep it moving. Make a plan. You stick to it. You never quit. Let people talk shit. In the end, you'll come out on top. Start hustling, bro. That's it. Start hustling.
Thank you for all the advice. Kind of surreal because, like, I was like, who could I interview for this? And I saw that you had liked one of my posts, and I was like, I know who to go for.
No worries, dude. Listen, I respect it. You're 16, get in the game. Whatever you just message me, dude. Just keep grinding. That's it. Make a plan, stick to it, and hurt feelings. All right, bud?
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you. Bye. That was crazy. Hey guys, so this is the end of the video, and actually Bryson's in his cave. We've got it back turned around because he has completed shed. I'll throw it up right here, some clips of him moving around this morning. I was gonna have him out, but I've already had him out for a little bit, so I'm just kind of leaving him alone. But definitely learned a lot of great stuff from Blue Line Morphs. I actually had to cut down a lot of the video because without editing, the interview was like 25 minutes long, but I definitely learned a lot of great stuff. Something that I'm going to keep with me is one thing he said. It was make a plan, stick to it, and hurt feelings. I think that's a great motto. Like he said, people are going to pick on you. People are going to make fun of your hobbies or your dreams. And you just got to stick through it. And I'm super happy to be able to do my project like this. Thank you, Miss McDowell, for letting me do this. Definitely one of the best teachers I've ever had. I'll see y'all later.